Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Toontastic Journeys, the podcast where we love to relive that childhood nostalgia of weekday afternoon and Saturday morning cartoons, but with an adult perspective. And I am joined here today by my two lovely co-hosts. Why don't y'all say your highs, starting with CJ. How you doing, man?
Yo, what up? It's your boy CJ, and yeah, I'm doing great. I'm here with y'all, so yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Love to hear it. And last but not least, Laura, how you doing?
It's been a week, but we're almost there.
Hey, that we are, and it's almost Halloween time. And if you're listening to this, you're listening to it on Halloween as we dropped our special Halloween episode to end our spooktacular October here. And we are going to be doing it in style. But before I get to what we're talking about, a couple of house rules to discuss. First thing first, we are talking about cartoons, movies, and TV shows. So by that nature, there's going to be spoilers. Don't worry, before we get into the minutia, we will let you know what we are talking about, where you can watch it. That way you have time to hit that pause button, go check it out yourself, and then come back and enjoy our musings without being spoiled. Second thing I want to warn you about is this is us talking about these with adult perspective. That means there will be adult language. And while we won't be just saying F-bombs and things like that just for the sake of it, it's going to happen. So if you're watching with your kids, you've been warned. And if you continue to do so, that's your choice. And I'm not going to judge you. That
I
being
will.
said, today we are discussing, well, we all know the motto you live by, CJ. Hashtag
Fuck them kids.
yeah, buddy. So we are going to be talking today about a wonderful Pixar film that kind of went under the radar, I feel like, compared to a lot of the other Pixar films. And that is 2017 Coco, a movie set in the vibrant music-filled world of Mexico during Dia de los Muertos, or as we say it here in our English, Day of the Dead. And so this movie is a pretty good little movie. I thought I had seen it before, and I feel like I did, and maybe I just fell asleep during parts of it, which I don't see how. But watching it a second time, it was like all new to me. So that was fantastic. What was your initial feelings about the movie as y'all watched them? Have either of you seen this before? Laura?
Yeah, I think I watched it when it first came out. I love this movie. I love the
Yeah?
music. I love the colors. It's a gorgeous movie. It's really close to home.
Okay.
My great-grandpa actually immigrated from Mexico. So there's culture there that I wish that I had because they Americanized and it didn't trickle down. So when I watch the movie, I get a little sad because I'm like, man, I wish I had that kind of, but that's okay. I can learn.
Hey, there you go. It's never too late to pick up other parts of your culture. Absolutely. What about you, CJ? Was this your first time watching it?
Yeah,
Were you
yeah,
like
no,
me? You
no,
thought you saw it?
yeah, I definitely thought I saw. I was like, it's probably one of the movies I watched when I was drunk. No, it was like I guess I was watching a completely different movie because yeah, this was definitely new.
Love it. Love it. So, for those of you who are listening, the movie Coco starts out with the story of a family. A mom, a father, and a young daughter. And the father is a musician, inspired musician who loves music so much he decides he has to go share his music with the world and leaves his family behind, with the mother left to contend by herself with her daughter. And the mother proceeds to throw out anything musical in the house and then decides to pick up herself by her bootstraps and learns to make shoes and teaches her daughter to make shoes, her daughter's husband, and their whole family. And we pick up with a family member, young Miguel, a young 12-year-old boy who lives with a family full of shoemakers. And we find out that the young girl, Coco, is Miguel's great-great-grandmother. Let me double check to make sure.
Yep.
Wait,
There's a lot of great-greats.
No, not that many greats.
No, it's his great-grandmother.
Yeah,
It was his, that was his great. Because
no, it's his great grandmother.
His
Because
great-
I mean, Luella was his grandmother. And that
That's
was
right.
her mother.
And so,
great grandmother.
yes, that's right. And so it turns out, the dad we hear about leaving the family, that's his great-great-grandfather. and the rest of his family, including his abuela, who, let me tell you, is a bit of a piece of work, but I enjoyed her. She's something else, though, man. Let me tell you. They've continued the trend of no music in this house. Instead, they are shoemakers. They are family. They love each other. And Miguel, however, he likes music. He wants to be a musician, just like his idol, Ernesto de la Cruz, one of the greatest musicians to ever come out of Mexico. And
First
so,
off, Miguel's a fucking hard-headed motherfucker. He had open-handed stuff in the mouth, like for real.
he's 12. I definitely understand being 12-year-old and being like, but I want to. I want to.
Yeah,
But yeah, he was
but
hard-headed.
Also, I caught some open-handed slaps in the mouth, and so yeah. So I didn't run off while adults were talking to me. Like, dude, that was wild to me. Oh yeah, look, adults are talking to him, man. He's walking off and sneaking off and shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Different cultures for sure.
Yeah, no. Yeah, see, no, and that's what I didn't get either. There was no chocolate in this whole fucking movie. I know.
But there was.
There was, but not directed at him.
It just got sent at the little flea-ridden dog, Dante, that was following around.
No.
She threw it at other people. She whacked the shit out of other people, but yeah.
Yeah,
the whole line of like, go get my shoe.
No, he didn't catch not one chocolate. No.
He was fetching. He fetched one of them.
Yeah, no, that should have been him all
But
movie.
no, he should have. Yeah.
No, you know what, Laura, though? That was one of my favorite parts, though. Because when Abuela chucked that damn shoe at Dante, and then I walking around with one, I was like, what are you going to do with one shoe? And then she's like, go get my shoe.
That
shit had
was
me
hilarious.
rolling. And let me tell you, whoever designed Dante, man, he looked like a street mutt with his tongue just hanging out, but so cute at the same time,
Dude, I love Dante. Dante was the shit.
Me too. Dante was amazing.
Yeah. All right, we'll get into it later, but I gotta say, Dante's the MVP of this movie.
100%. But like CJ said, we'll get there eventually. So, like CJ said, Miguel's hard-headed. All the family is like, no, you can't do music, and he wants to do it anyways, and he's not listening as far as to even run off while he's in the middle of being scolded about it. And he decides that he's going to go enter this contest they have on the Day of the Dead for musicians to sing. He wants to play in that concert. But the guitar that he makes, Abuela, she busted up. She destroys it. So he realizes he needs a guitar. He goes there, and he's trying to figure it out. He's trying to borrow guitars from other people, and nobody's having it. So he decides he's going to get the guitar of who he decides is his great-great-grandfather, Ernesto de la Cruz, because there's a picture that they have on their, I forget the name they use for it, but basically their Dia de Muerto shrine that they have of all the pictures of their family members. And there's a picture of Mama Esmeralda and Coco, and then the body of a musician with just a head. And he has the same guitar and outfit as Ernesto de la Cruz. And so he's like, that must be my dad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have
to point out, though, that you have on the end of that, you have to put the picture of your family members up, because that's how they're allowed to cross from the land of the dead into the land of the living and be able to visit their family.
Absolutely. And we'll go into more detail about that.
You don't tell their stories and everything, they get forgotten and they're not allowed to cross over.
Yeah, and we'll get more into that when we get to the land of the dead. But it's an interesting little system that they have for crossing over on the Day of the Dead. It is, dude. They run it like TSA, and I love it. So he sneaks into a mausoleum where Ernesto de la Cruz is buried, and his guitar is set up. And he steals the guitar and starts to play it. And when he does, he is magically transported. Well, not transported to the land of the dead, but he is basically turned into somebody who can now see dead people and cross over. They never really explained the reason for that in the film.
Yeah, no, I think something happened.
Yeah, they did.
He did cross over.
Yeah,
he stole
got
from
cursed.
the dead on the Day of the Dead.
Yeah,
it was a curse.
Yeah, you're not
he stole. That's
exactly.
Right.
That's why he had to
They
get
did mention that.
blessings from his family of "We forgive you." Blessings, go away.
That's right. I forgot about that little scene with the little TSA agent. So anyways, once he gets turned that way, he meets the dead members of his family who have crossed over for the Day of the Dead because their pictures are on the shrine. Like CJ was saying, if your picture's on the shrine, you're remembered by your family, and because your pictures are there, you can cross over. And that's what allows them to come visit and see their family members on the Day of the Dead. So, looking to try and find, sorry, y'all, I don't know why I all of a sudden had a freaking brain freeze there, but,
Yeah.
but
No, yeah. Yeah, they go back. Yeah, they have to take Miguel back to the land of the dead because when he left, he took the picture of
that's
his
right.
grandmother off the mantle with him because he was looking at the guitar and everything, and he didn't think about it and he forgot. So now since he has the picture, she can't cross over, so she's stuck in the land of the dead. So they have to take Miguel back to the land of the dead to see her,
Get
because
that
apparently,
blessing.
yeah, they're because she runs shit on the in the land of the dead. Yeah, like dude, there's
Yeah,
no powerful women in their family.
absolutely. It's
Yeah,
definitely a
yeah,
matriarchy,
yeah,
you
they
know.
would run everything, and they run with an iron fist.
That's right. They're all scared of her, but they realize, hey, the only person that can help figure out what's wrong with you is Mama Imelda, but she can't cross over. And so they take him over there to see her, and that's when he realizes, I'm the reason you can't cross over. And that's also when they end up meeting these TSA agents. And I call them that because the way they got everything set up for them to cross over into the land of living, they got these monitors where people get scanned, and then they see if your picture's out there, and if it's not, you don't get to cross across the Marigold Bridge. And the Marigold Bridge is this bridge made of flowers. And we get to see exactly what happens if you try to go when your picture's not there, because we meet this guy, this huckster named Hector, who's trying to cross over, first dressed as Frida, then as himself, and his picture's not there. And so he runs past security and starts to sink into the bridge itself, and they
Like
pull him out,
quicksand.
yeah, like quicksand. Yeah, and they toss him and gel, and that's not where his story ends. It picks up here later, but we find out that Miguel has been cursed for stealing an object from the dead on the Day of the Dead, and the only way to go across is to get a blessing from his family. So Mama Esmeralda says, okay, I'll give you a blessing, but in her blessing, she puts the condition that he no longer plays music for the rest of his life. And Miguel, being a 12-year-old boy, is like, okay, and he goes back to the land of living and immediately grabs the guitar. It starts to run off with it, only to run back into the land of the dead because he didn't follow the
Did it
conditions.
again.
2 seconds.
2
That's a lot
seconds.
left.
Right.
Yeah,
And Miguel's
12-year-old kids are
hard-headed.
liars.
Right. Yeah, so before we get into the rest of the story, what did y'all think of Miguel's extended dead family there?
Awesome. Yeah, except for her. Like the leaders of the family on both sides, living in the dead, are bitches. They're fucking mean. The rest of the
I
family is cool
mean,
though. No, they mean.
I know. I was like,
No, she fucked
Abuelita
up
get
she took
all
the
her
fucking guitar
fire
and
from.
smashed in his face. Like, no, what the fuck? How you do that to a kid? That's just wrong.
Yeah, and you could tell she gets it from Mama Imelda because she got that fire
She's
in her
just
belly
like that.
too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and so Miguel is unwilling to go back. Oh, go ahead, Laura.
Yeah, I was going to say they perpetuate generational trauma.
Absolutely.
Like, I was traumatized. My husband left me for music, so no music ever. The fuck?
Right? Yeah.
Oh
And
my
they're hella
god. And then it
big.
just continued of like, no music, no music.
Well, and you're right. I mean, that is very much a representation of generational trauma or generational curses. People having this one traumatic experience at one point, and it trickles down through the whole family. And so to them, music equated this man that didn't care about his family and left his family. And it was perpetrated so hard by Mama Esmelda, all the way down through the rest of the family. And I find it really interesting because I wonder if when she was more with it in an adult, if Coco was very hard about the music as well, or she was a little softer about the music.
I think she
Blayla just
was.
kind of picked it
I
up.
think she was softer about it. I think she was more like Miguel, but didn't push
I
it as
think so
hard.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But dude,
I don't know.
no, they created a family of bigots, dude, with that drama. Like, dude, like, no, you're
Music
not allowed
haters.
to be. Yeah, you're not allowed to be around musicians. You're not allowed to associate with musicians. Like, musicians are bad. Oh, like you don't even know these people.
Right. And the
Yeah,
parents,
no,
Miguel's parents,
That was straight
They
up
seem
bigotry.
softer about it. They seem a little softer about it because they're
But they
less
still
upset
snitched.
about him doing it, the music, and wanting to be a musician, more about him upsetting Abuela. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's kind of messed up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and that causes more trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're forcing that
But
lifestyle and that behavior on other people.
mm-hmm. Absolutely. And this tends to be what happens, you know. Not as nice and nicely wrapped up the way it ends up being in this movie, but you end up getting that one person family who's not going to go along with it and decides to strike out. And a lot of times they run away, just like Miguel did. However, there's a lot of times not a reunion like this was. And so it's definitely a great movie. If you've dealt with generational trauma, it's definitely gonna pull on your emotions a little bit. So just be forewarned of that if you haven't watched it and you're still listening. That said, Miguel is still hard headed. And he is like, okay, well, if you're not gonna give me your blessing and let me play music, I'll go find a family member who will. I'll go find my great great grandfather Ernesto de la Cruz, because he must be here, because he's dead, and he'll give me his blessing. So he sets off on this course of going to find him. And as he's going to go find him, he overhears Hector trying to tell the Day of the Dead agents that, oh, hey, I know Ernesto. Me and him are good friends. We played music together, and that's when Hector is like, hey, help me out. And they come to this agreement that he'll help Hector, but Hector has to then take his photo and place it on a shrine so he can come to the land of the living. Hector agrees, or Miguel agrees. Sorry, guys, my mind's a little wonky today. But
we knew you'd catch it.
But yeah, and then Hector's like, but I don't have much time, so do you have any other family we can go see? And Miguel's like, no, I don't have any other family. This is it. So
Shit.
Again,
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Hector's a bit of a liar himself. He's a little bit of a scoundrel.
Yeah.
He's definitely a con artist. Hector was cool, man. Hector definitely had the vibes like he's a cool dude. It definitely cares about the people that he cares about, and you get to see that because Hector ends up admitting like, okay, I might know him, but we're not as close as I was saying, and they decide that the only way to get to go see Ernesto is for Miguel to play in a music competition, kind of like the one he wanted to do back home in the land of the living, but they have a similar one in the land of the dead. And the winner of that gets to be a special guest at Ernesto's daylight concert. Also, one thing I didn't mention is Hector is slowly turning dead, because the longer he's in the land of the living, the closer he comes to being dead. And if the day ends with him still there, he completely turns into a dead person, unable to leave. And so there's a ticking clock. They have to get this done, and they have to get it done fast. And so in need of a guitar, they go off to go see one of Hector's friends. And that's when they find out that, hey, my friend's disappearing. He's being forgotten. Because if the last person alive who remembers you and hasn't been able to pass down stories of you to other people for them to remember you passes away, you disappear completely. And you find out that Hector is being forgotten and he doesn't have much time, which is why he's kind of in a hurry, And so they managed to get the guitar and they managed to make it to the place to play their music. And boy, this movie has some great music. I love it. The songs in this movie are fantastic. They're very well done. And they range from emotional to just upbeat, and it's pretty nice. But yeah, and so, we get to the concert. Miguel's nervous, but he sings, and he sings well, and everybody loves it. But while they're at the concert, his family that is on the trail, because they want to send him home so he doesn't die, but with the blessing that includes him not playing music, they're looking for him. Along with the spirit animal, because in the land of the dead, along with the dead, are these beautifully colored spirit animals with wings. And of course, Mama Esmelda, she has quite the spirit animal. This giant ass pretty tiger with wings that is out there sniffing and searching for him. And that's how they're able to pick up his trail at the concert. And so he does a song, he does really well, but then he sees his family looking and he goes to run away. And Hector's like, hey, why are you running? And he's like, wait, you have family besides Ernesto? why would you lie to me? And Hector's very hurt because he's like about to disappear. And him and Miguel get into it. And Miguel's like, I don't need you either. Take your picture back. Leave me alone. I'll do this on my own. Once again, being a hard-headed, bit of an asshole.
And selfish.
And selfish, absolutely. And so he takes off from Hector to go find Ernesto on his own. And he manages to do so after quite a few different events, including getting to meet Frida. And he ends up going to the tower where Ernesto is hosting this huge party. And he manages to sneak in with the help of some musicians. And to get Ernesto's attention, he starts to play a song. And he grabs everybody's attention and then dips it immediately into a pool of water. Ernesto comes in, pulls him out, realizes he's living, and then Miguel explains, hey, I'm your great-great-grandson. I'm here to see you to get your blessing. And they start to bond. And Ernesto says, okay, yeah, I'll give you my blessing. And they're bonding and they're talking. They're just having this good time. And he's like, hey, come with me to my concert during the sunrise. Be my special guest. Then we'll do your blessing. And Miguel's like, I can't. I need to hurry up and get home. I'm starting to turn dead. And Ernesto agrees, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and get you home. But that's when Hector shows up looking for Miguel because he didn't give up on Miguel, even though Miguel gave up on him. And then Hector goes on to confront Ernesto. And you find out the tragic story that Hector was a friend of Ernesto's. Hector was also a musician and a great songwriter. And Ernesto ended up stealing his songs after he died. And Ernesto goes on to be like, hey, you know what? I did it for your memory. Remember this great toast that we had when you went to leave to go back to your family, Hector? And we did this great toast. And then after that, you got that food poisoning. And that's when Hector realizes, no, you poisoned me so you can steal my songs. Oh, well, Miguel realizes it.
Yeah,
Miguel was like, that's part of a movie. And then they're all clicked of like, no, I had a last drink with you. And then I don't remember anything. You killed me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so Miguel realizes it. Hector attacks Ernesto for it, or at least tries to. Yeah, he jumps on him, but the security, Ernesto has the security take him away.
Security is on Ernesto's security is on point, like always. Like damn,
always. It might as well be the Secret Service.
Yeah,
they. Ernesto have a talk, and Ernesto's like, "Hey, you don't believe all that," but he could tell that. Even though Miguel says, no, I don't, that it's not true. So we then see Ernesto's true face because he takes the picture of Hector away from Miguel and then has the security toss Miguel in a cavern. Just cold-blooded.
Knowing that if he doesn't get the blessing by sunrise, he was going to die.
Yeah, explain that, hey, being a musician and being a great one basically means doing whatever you got to do,
Yeah, and it means
Luckily,
sacrifice. Just not your sacrifice of others.
Right. Sacrifice other people to do what you need to do.
Yeah. But Ernesto's a piece of shit.
Ernesto is a piece of shit.
That's the only note I had too on Ernesto. Just piece of shit.
Great singer. He's great at singing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But
very
damn, he's an asshole.
But yeah, super asshole. Luckily, in the crevice, Hector also got sent there, and so they reunite Miguel and Hector. They hug it out. Hector apologizes. Or Miguel apologizes to Hector, and Hector just explains, hey, I really have been trying to get back home because my daughter's forgetting about me, and I don't want her to forget about me. And he talks about the song that he sung her, and then he mentions her name, Coco. And that's when you realize it wasn't Ernesto, but Hector, that's Miguel's great-great-grandfather.
That might be when y'all would have realized it.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
This movie is kind of predictable to me. They're like, I knew from like the very beginning of the movie. I'm like, as soon as they met Hector, I'm like, oh, dude, that's gonna be his dad. Yeah, and that's not his dad. That's his dad. Like, I ain't gonna lie. It was immediate to me.
It wasn't immediate for me, but I did figure out pretty early. Like, as soon as he was like, I'm proud of you, mijo, when he performed at the concert, I was like, oh, this motherfucker gonna be his dad. Like, I promise you. And sure enough, and so, but it's predictable for adults watching. For little kids, maybe not so. Laura, did you see that twist coming when you watched it the first time? Got you. But yeah, I will agree. A lot of this movie is very predictable. Just like, well, how are they going to get out of this crevice? And then all along, all of a sudden, here comes the beautiful dog, Dante. And I'm like, well, what you gonna do, Dante? Go get help. He already had help because here comes Mama Esmelda. They never named it, but her spirit animal that can fly, and they pull him out the crevice. And of course,
Yeah,
the family's super
Dante's
excited.
MVP, bro. Yeah. No, I
Right?
ain't gonna go get help. I already brought help, boy. I got you.
Yeah, buddy. Dante to the rescue. Yeah. And so the family, they're all super excited to see Miguel, but Esmelda's not very excited to see Hector. And she's like, dude, why didn't you leave me alone? I told you I don't want nothing to do with you. And that's when Miguel explains, hey, he was trying to come back, but Ernesto killed him. And she's like, well, I don't know if I forgive him. I'm still pissed off.
Yeah, you shouldn't have left in the first place.
Right? Exactly. Which I understand.
Fucking
It's like,
mean.
look,
Damn,
you
that's
still left.
mean.
You still fucking left. Okay. But she, thanks to Miguel's plea, she's like, okay, we won't let him be forgotten. She realized Coco's starting to forget and he's going to fade away. And she's not going to let that happen. And so they agree to go after Ernesto in the picture. That way they can send Miguel home and Miguel can put the picture up. And so they go after Ernesto at the Sunset concert, and they end up chasing him down and having this crazy fight with like the security guards as they're chasing Ernesto to try and get the picture. And it's fantastically done. And Mama Esmelda ends up on stage instead of Ernesto. And there's a scene earlier on where Mama Esmelda and Miguel are trying to kind of talk to each other. And Miguel's like, look, you don't understand. This is what I love. This is who I am, and you won't let me be that. And she begins to sing, and she reveals, I used to love singing. I used to sing with my husband together, but once he left, that wasn't as important to me. Coco became more important. Yeah. Well, that's when music became,
born.
When Coco was born.
Coco was born. Like, she fell in love, she was like more, she's like, all right, she wants to give up music because, Coco more. Like, he still wanted to do music.
Right.
Yeah, so they said they both had to make hard choices. Like, he had to choose to leave to go pursue his music, and she decided to stay and take care of Coco.
Exactly. And so she got pipes, and when she gets up on stage, she begins to sing. And she sings this amazing song as she's being pursued by security and dodging security. And eventually Ernesto himself, and she manages to get the picture over to Miguel, but Ernesto also manages to get to Miguel and is literally about to shove him off this big giant cliff, causing him to die. And as he's doing it, they're calling him out on his bullshit. And his family, being smart, managed to turn a camera towards him and turn it on so the live dead audience can see all of Ernesto's lies and him actually chucking Miguel off this crevice. But once again, Dante to the rescue.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, no, you got to mention, like, after Dante saved him the first time, he ended up getting his fucking powers. And then he spouted
That's right.
Revealing it, yeah.
It's the cutest when he gets his little wings.
They little pop out
little wings.
Yeah. He learns how to fly. It's so cute.
And that was a cool callback because earlier when Miguel meets Frida as he's looking for Ernesto, she mistakes Dante for a spirit animal, but you find out she didn't because he really is a spirit animal. And that was cool. And Dante with his wings jumps after Miguel and tries to lift him up. He doesn't quite have the strength. And as he's pulling Miguel, trying to save him, the photo of Hector falls out into the water. And luckily, even though Dante drops Miguel, Melda's spirit animal comes to the rescue and saves him and pulls him up. And as Hector's starting to fade out, him and Esmelda both, who's starting to soften towards him and even calls him the love of her life. They
feel good.
She gives Miguel her blessing, but she changes the part about never playing music to never, ever forgetting how important family is. And they send him back to the land of the living. And Miguel hurries home to try and fix things so Hector isn't forgotten. And he makes it home. He makes it past Abuela, and he's trying to talk to Coco, who's older, has some dementia. Yeah.
Locks the door.
Locks himself in there after trying to beat down the door and is trying to get Coco to remember. And Coco's just almost catatonic at this point because she's old. She's got that dementia, Alzheimer's kind of thing. and she's just not saying anything. And he's like, remember Papa? And he's trying to get her to do stuff, and she doesn't. And then he sees his guitar that he had brought with him, and he begins to play the song, the special song Hector wrote just for her, Remember Me. And at that point, his family has broken through the door. They come in. Abuela goes to stop him. But finally, Hector's dad steps up, and he's like, hold on, wait.
About time.
And Hector plays the most beautiful but hauntingly sad rendition of the song. And as he plays it, and I'm sitting here already on the verge of tears, Coco comes to life. And she begins to sing along with him like she did with Hector. And at that point, I'm full on just like, oh!
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was beautiful. It's such a good feel-good moment. Just punch you right in your stomach. Like, And then Coco explains, like, me and my papa, we used to sing this song together. And even Abuela has tears in her eyes. And Coco's, like, fully loose at the moment. And she pulls out this diary of Hector's that had all his lyrics in them and letters he used to write to her in that missing piece of the picture with his face. And they rejoin that to the picture, and we flash forward to next year's Day of the Dead. And as they're sitting there at the shrine with the picture of Coco and Mama Melda and Hector, which has been fixed, they add a new photo of Coco, which brought all the fucking tears back again. Fuck you guys. I was super sad. I'm sitting there waiting like, oh, Hector's going to come visit his daughter. And maybe because she's on the verge of death, she'll see him. No, Nope, she passed away. She
does see him, but they're together now.
Yeah,
but yes,
they're together.
They are together, because then we get to see them walking through the land of the dead, and Hector goes through land of the dead TSA, and this time his picture's there, and they're like, you can go through, Hector! And he goes through with his Melda at his side, and then, Papa! We see a dead Coco at his side as well, and then we get to see them interacting with the family as they sing and celebrate the importance of family.
Yeah.
Because
hold on.
the family...
Back to that. How happy all the TSA agents were when Hector got to go through.
They were super excited for him.
The thing is, they called him out by name. That's how many times this motherfucker tried to sneak through.
Every year.
Everyone knows him. He's trying to sneak through every time, every year.
Yeah, but we get it's a beautiful ending. It's a beautiful ending. It's a happy movie, and I loved it. And I know I kind of rushed through the plot, but now we get to talk about the fun stuff. So before we get into just how crispy the animation in this movie was, let's talk about the characters. We touched on Miguel a little bit, and we touched on his hard-headed streak. But overall, what did y'all think of Miguel?
There weren't enough belts in there.
Not enough chocolates?
Yeah.
They should have had everything. Yeah, hit the motherfucker with a boomerang. Yeah,
get me a switch.
Need an ass whooping.
Get me a spatula. I mean,
even though it was his wildness and his stubborn streak and everything that led to them realizing the real truth about Hector and Hector being able to see Coco and the family defeating their generational trauma.
He still needs his ass whooped.
And one other part.
Now I understand him running away and all that stuff. That stuff. Yeah, I see that happening. He's a kid. Yeah, that's gonna happen. But I don't know about the level of disrespect to all adults. Period. Like throughout the whole movie. Yeah, that's what got me.
He was a disrespectful ass kid. I will say that. Like my kid would have definitely got punished for some of the stuff Hector was pulling. Like his family had a lot of patience, and there's way too much shoes in a family of shoemakers for him not to be getting hit upside the head with a shoe at least once. Like, even if it's a kid's movie and y'all had to make the shoe miss, like, we should have seen at least one or two shoes chucked at his head.
Yeah.
One thing I also forgot to mention about the ending is thanks to the diary that Coco had, the world at large now knows the truth that Hector was the one who wrote all those beautiful songs that they know and love, and he is celebrated and remembered by the world. But yeah, outside of that though, Miguel, man, he was a good musician for being 12 and being from a family where you can't practice music. He good as hell, man. Like them jeans, like, I gotta imagine the rest of the family could do music just as well.
Yeah, that's
the kids are playing.
Yeah, they at the end. Yeah. Yep, yeah, like the dad, the dad was playing the banjo, and like a couple people playing banjo. There's somebody playing
a violin.
Yeah, they were playing music. They were good. Like the whole family was good.
Now, the cool part is Miguel was played by a young boy named Anthony Gonzalez, who was also 12 when he recorded Miguel's singing parts. And so his voice had that natural crack that we get to hear in Miguel's voice when he sings, which made it really believable. But yeah. Now, I want to talk about the animation because for this movie not to get as much notice as a lot of Pixar's other movies is a shame because this has to be one of the most brightly and brilliantly designed Pixar movie I've ever seen. Like, especially when it gets to the Land of the Dead. Like, the way they designed the Land of the Dead is just colorful. There's so much pop to it. It's amazing to me.
Yeah,
And
It won a
detail's
bunch of
awesome.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they covered a lot of
it
stuff
won
in
an
this little
Oscar,
area.
several Oscars, bunch
As they
of
should.
Saturn awards, several of those. Like, yeah, tons and tons of awards.
That's
Yeah,
weird. 'Cause
apparently,
to me, it feels like it flew under the radar. 'Cause I don't remember anybody talking about this movie.
I think it did. I mean, it was 2017, and so we weren't quite pandemic yet, but shit was going on that was crazy. And so that might be part of it. Plus,
Hey, yeah, you got that right. Yeah.
but it did. It took over 500 artists to design the Land of the Dead. And the Merry-Go Bridge itself was made of over 7 million hand animated petals. And so to me, that just blows my mind. But I'm glad to hear that it did get awards and was celebrated
That's a lot of work.
because for real, it really was.
Yeah, I say it paid off because that shit was amazingly beautiful.
113 awards, 42 nominations.
I love it. I love it. It deserves it because even though it's a very predictable movie in many ways, it was a very good movie. Like, I enjoyed it very much. I won't say it will definitely be a yearly thing, but it will probably definitely be something I watch every other year around Halloween time. You know, I'm definitely going to be watching this again next year more than likely because, man, it's good, man. And while, you know, the Day of the Dead culture, nothing that like my family participate in, you know, I had a lot of Hispanic friends growing up that did, you know, and I love that. I think it's a really cool thing, especially the contrast between it being about family and remembering the dead versus Halloween that's become this really kind of mass produced selling candy kind of thing.
Hey, don't dog Halloween.
Yeah. Another production thing about the Land of the Dead that I loved was all the dead people were skeletons, but they had that Day of the Dead skeleton design on their head with the different paintings and jewels encrusted there. And I loved it because everybody was quite unique and even the bone structures were unique. And it made it feel really alive, you know?
Yeah, everything was super vibrant. Like, yeah, even the individual people were vibrant. And just, it's just everything was caught your eye, like all the visuals, especially once you got to the Land of the Dead. Yeah, it was just, I don't know how to describe how I felt when I watched it. It's just awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
no, it
like
was a
this
good
version of the
movie.
Day of the Dead. Like, dude, like I've been introduced to the Day of the Dead before in
Mhm.
other things and in other projects, and it's usually the opposite. It's
Yeah?
usually people trying to send them there and not bring them back. For
Oh,
the
damn.
yeah, like,
They on that crow
yeah,
stuff right there.
yeah. I grew up on Blood In, Blood Out.
I do like the idea of having a shrine at home for the people that passed in your life and remembering them, you know, sometimes putting like a shot of tequila or a little snack they used to love up there. You know, that's one part of that aspect of the culture that I really like. I haven't personally emulated it, but my sister, she's actually done that. And when my grandfather passed, she actually kept a shrine of him up for a bit. And I loved it. I absolutely did. Man, for real, man. Don't worry, CJ. When you pass, I'm going to put some Natty Ice, adult DVD,
That's Natty Ice.
a bucket of fried chicken, and some hot sauce up there for you.
Yes. Yes. Better beat us Tabasco, man. I'll haunt you.
Hell no. Hell no, man. I'm going to get you that good stuff, man. I'm going to get you like some Louisiana or Frank's or, you know,
Yeah.
some
Or
maybe some Tapatio.
Yeah.
El Tapatio. Yes, sir. That's my hot sauce of choice. I love that. I got a
Yeah.
big ass bottle of that in the house right
That's
now.
my breakfast hot sauce.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. No. People at work be mad. I got to take so much refrigerator space with the different hot sauces.
hmm
Yeah, it's hard to try to explain to people who don't eat hot stuff. Like, hell no, it's not just hot. Different flavors too, and they're for different
Right,
things.
right.
Oh
Every
yeah,
hot sauce has its different thing, like
yeah. Oh yeah, you
my
got the
Cholula.
sriracha for sauces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got the tapatio for fucking breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then you got the spicy salsa for anything española.
Oh, yeah. And then you gotta have your fancy stuff like with the garlic or your one for the seafood,
Mm,
or my Cholula. Everybody laughs because I got Tapatio and Cholula, but I really like my eggs with Cholula. I don't know why. It just tastes better on the eggs. It's got a little more sweetness to it. But my
yep.
Tapatio goes
Yeah,
on the rest of my stuff.
especially on sunny side up or overeating.
Yes, exactly. What
Say
about you,
yo,
Laura? You got a favorite hot sauce?
I don't. I'm expanding my palate. So when I was growing up, I had a little bit baby bitch tongue, so I couldn't handle spice for a really long time. So I have been expanding within the last like 10, 15 years. I've been trying to. So yeah, I'm trying. Like I have
Hey,
sriracha in the house. Like each day.
yeah, hey, no, yeah, hey, no, yeah, no, hey, having sriracha is a good step. Yeah, yeah, baby steps. Yeah, a little drop here, a little drop there. Then just beef it up.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Oh
mm,
yeah, sriracha's delicious.
oh,
Yeah,
I love me some
yeah,
sriracha.
I made it easy $20 once. Yeah, I was at a party with a bunch of white people. Yeah, yeah. So I took a fucking a tablespoon of sriracha, dude. Yeah, dude,
That's
light
not
work,
bad at all.
light work.
Right. They didn't think y'all could do
They,
it. It was spending money on it.
they went insane. Like I did a backflip off a bridge or some shit.
Wow.
They acted
I was
like you
like,
took a tablespoon of the last dab.
yeah. I'm like, bro, this sriracha, man. This is my daily. This is
Mm,
nothing.
It's not like California Reaper or something. That's like what the second hottest in the world.
Yeah. And no,
right?
no, these
Right?
people, it's like, yeah, like they do.
You said
Like,
it.
ooh,
You said it.
mayo, too spicy.
Hey, we might have to do a hot one style episode where we eat some hot wings while we talk about a movie. We'll,
But
We
dude,
could
that'd
we'll
be
try.
see.
awesome. Yes. I hate to try.
We could try
Go
it.
tap out level 2.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'll be watching Hot Wings. I'm like, I like to say I make it to the end, but I probably tap out probably like level 4.
I'll have
I'm
ice
like,
cream on standby.
Yeah.
right? There you go.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, it's always, yeah, everyone always says they can do it until like, it gets down to it. Yeah, yeah, when your stomach is fighting you back and your ears are on fire and your balls hurt, like,
You crying uncontrollably,
yeah,
not dripping down your nose.
uh, yeah. Go ahead, keep trying to fight through it. Yeah,
All right. So
yeah.
before we get to our rankings, was there anything else about the movie that y'all wanted to talk about that we might have skipped over or didn't touch on?
I got one.
Uh-huh.
Dante was named after Dela Cruz's horse. Dela Cruz's horse
Oh,
was named Dante.
wait. Dela Cruz is a real person?
No, well, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah. In the
He named him after. Oh, I
yeah.
didn't
So
catch
Miguel
that.
was like
I didn't get
in the
that.
movie. Yeah, in the weird flashbacks during the
Mhm.
show, during like when he was in that palace. I don't know, his home. They had Dela Cruz's movies up, and one of them
Huh?
was him on a horse, and he's like, "Come on, Dante, we
No
need to go
shit.
faster." Miguel
I
named
missed that.
Dante after Dela
Me
Cruz's
too.
horse.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Laura. I did not catch that. That's awesome. You know what?
Yeah,
It's little
Dante was
stuff
way
like
better
that.
than that fucking horse. Fuck that horse.
Fuck that horse.
Yeah, yeah. Dante the dog, he the truth.
Yeah, buddy. Best.
I do have a couple others.
All right.
So
Yeah.
the last several Disney Halloween trick or treating, whatever, like the Halloween events that Disneyland has, they actually have someone dressed as Dela Cruz
Nice.
singing "Remember Me," and it is fucking phenomenal. I've gotten to see it a couple times, and each time people are recording it. He's making eye contact. Like the appliances are so good. I can't
Oh,
imagine trying to sing with that plastic teeth in, but
right?
it's awesome.
They let people throw tomatoes at him?
No,
Yeah.
but people do
I was
yell at
thinking
him.
the same thing. Like Susie, and I'm like, murder!
Actually, people yell criminal at him, and he roasts them.
Oh,
Really?
So,
I want to do that.
I want to
I want to
go.
do
I want
that.
to go.
yep,
Oh,
gives them shit of like peasants. That
Mhm.
Ooh.
Just put a dark ride of Coco over there. So
Mm.
that is coming.
Yeah, traveling through the land of the
So
dead, probably.
yeah, a nice little boat ride in the dark. It's gonna be amazing.
Interesting.
So shortly, soon,
Fun
eventually,
things happen in the
in a
dark.
couple years.
Yeah.
So one thing I do want to touch on, because I want to give credit where credit is due, but the movie did lead to a little bit of controversy. Because when Disney and Pixar were doing the pre-production, getting ready for animation, a lot of times you'll take reference pictures, and they end up taking the reference picture of a lady named Maria de la Salud Ramirez Calabero, and that is who they end up basing Coco on, older lady Coco, and several members of the family on that family. And of course, they didn't see any kind of money from it. And they didn't even really know that, hey, this is why they took our pictures until it was done. And it being a horror deal that was reported on. And so
They
that's the
didn't think they'd
thing.
get caught.
It's Disney, so probably not. And they probably figured if we get caught, we have lawyers.
Yeah, I was thinking the
Unfortunately,
exact
looking
same
at
thing.
the
Like,
article,
dude, we got an
And they can
army of
pay.
lawyers. Who cares? Like,
But they
they
can
didn't
pay.
care.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Any
well,
And
publicity is good publicity. They'll pay. Did they pay?
yeah,
no, no. Yeah,
you know,
why would they? Why would they have to?
They took the likeness and gave no credit.
They're already paying the lawyers. Yeah, just
Yeah,
have them
but the
fucking deal
person
with
they
it.
took the photos of, like, there's
Yeah,
got to be a written agreement somewhere of like,
no. Dude, if I ask you to take your picture, you said it's okay. Cool, I just take your picture. Now, if it doesn't, you didn't ask me what I was going to use it for. If I use it for something, now if I use it for something that makes me money, I don't owe you shit.
yeah,
that's where there's
and
lawyers.
everything
Exactly.
from the town.
Yeah, dude, no, yeah. No, I'm already paying my lawyer. Why am I going to pay you too? No, the lawyers handle this.
Yeah, and so everything from the town to the family to the clothes they wore and some of the music was based on this real town that this lady was from. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I'm going to slaughter it. But yeah, if you guys want to look it up ever, it's online. Just look up Coco controversy. Unfortunately, the lady passed away in 2022 at the ripe age of 109. But she's never been acknowledged for her contribution to the film, unfortunately.
Well,
Wow.
she's been acknowledged here. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's why we're going to take the time to acknowledge her contribution to this film.
Yeah. Thank you.
Did increase some tourism in the area, which is nice. But yeah, thank you very much because, man, Coco was the heart of the film, and I'm still sad about that scene of them singing together.
Coco.
It's beautiful, but so sad.
Yeah.
And as far
She was one of
as
the best characters, like top 3.
she was, for
Yeah.
real,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was Dante, Hector, and Coco.
Yes, I agree with that. Laura?
Dela Cruz is up there. He's so charismatic. His voice is so good.
He is charismatic. Like, I liked him all the way up until, like, I found out what happened. I was like, oh, I don't like you.
Yeah, he's still a shit, but I still like him.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Because I already knew, like, even when they first met him, I was like looking at him like, he did something fucked up. I don't know what it is yet, but I know he did something fucked up. Actually,
Right?
my first thought when he saw the guitar, he's like, I'm like, ooh, yeah. And that's, he's like, yeah, no, he's my dad. This is my dad. I'm like, oh no, and that's not, and that's either guy was given that guitar by whoever his real dad is, or that's stole it. That's my original first thought when he shows the guitar. I'm like, yeah, it was like, yeah, that's not Ernesto's guitar. Yeah, I have complete
Gotcha.
doubt what I was about to do from the beginning. Yeah,
Do you know
but
who
still,
played him?
He's still top 5. He's still top 5 character though. I'd say 5.
Who played him?
Benjamin Bratt. He played the new Organa for Andor when they
Yes.
had to change the actors really quick towards the end of season 2. He stepped in. He's in a bunch of stuff. He's a good actor.
He is a really good actor.
Yeah, name
Absolutely.
sounds familiar.
Yeah. And then as far as the franchise itself goes, there are a few short films based on it, which I will be watching sometime maybe tonight. One's
Yeah,
called
I
Dante's
saw
Lunch.
there's a sing along. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. But I wish I had more time. I would have watched it.
Oh man, I tell you. And then there's another one that's called A Day in the Life of the Dead. And apparently a direct sequel, Coco 2, is currently in development. It was announced March of 2025. So we do have Coco 2 to look forward to, hopefully.
Yay.
Yeah, buddy, I'm excited about that. I was thinking that, I was like, man, there's so much to that Day of the Dead and that Land of the Dead. I hope they make a sequel. So that would be fun, especially because we got to see his little baby sister, and so maybe it'll involve her a little bit. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the
everything there. Everyone
rankings.
takes turns just whipping their asshole's ass.
So, Laura, 1 out of 5, what would you rank this?
4.9.
Love it. All right. And I'm going to give it also a 4.9. CJ?
I'm actually going to give it a 4.0.
Okay.
Dude, wait, that's a solid 4.6.
4.6. That's a good rating. It's not the highest rating we ever give, but it's up there. I think that's the second highest rating.
Yeah, anything in the fours is good with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're known to tank a movie. I would give you a 2. That's a shit, or a 1. I don't give a fuck.
See, and I'm the opposite. I'm very, very forgiving and give really high rankings, as y'all saw last episode.
Yeah, like, nah, I would take the fuck out of your rating.
All right. So before we wrap everything up, any other things we want to mention about Coco? Laura, CJ? All right. Love Dante. I need Dante. Well, we're going to then go ahead and wrap things up and say our goodbyes. And because we got the time to do so, tell us a show that you're binging or that you think we should binge. And Laura, we're going to start with you.
I have been rewatching one of my favorites when I grew up on, The Real Ghostbusters.
Yes.
I own the first and second volume from a long time ago, but I don't have them all. So I've been going to YouTube and watching like the Halloween episode. I'm looking for the Thanksgiving episode personally. It's on my list I need to find. So that's what I've been watching.
I haven't watched Real Ghostbusters in a minute, but I have fond memories of that show. And them and Beetlejuice had the best toys ever.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Nice. What about you, CJ? What show would you recommend? All right. I love Spartacus. Fantastic show.
It's not HBO. It's Showtime?
I think Stars.
Stars?
Yeah, I think it was Stars. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, it started on Stars, but Netflix runs it. Yeah, and unlike our show, this is definitely not a show to watch with your kids. But I mean, if you let your kids watch Game of Thrones, Blood in the Sands. Nah, I remember watching that. I love it. I love it. That's so dark, but hilarious.
Hatchet. Yes, I got it.
I got the head!
Do they get extra bread? For the time, yeah, I think that would be you got the head, you get an extra bread.
Extra serving. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right, because then they end up finally recasting him. Gotcha. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, for me, anybody who knows me well or listens to me rant about stuff knows I'm a big fan of Power Rangers. And so I've been rewatching one of my favorite seasons of it, watching Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, which, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's Power Rangers, but it's still pretty good. The graphics were good on that one. And this one, it's a man-made team, and so there's no ancient alien or anything like that. And they are tapped to deal with these demons that have been unleashed. And they all come from different aspects. Like there's a firefighter, there's a person who's a nurse with training, there's a sky cowboy, another guy who's a really good swimmer and was doing marina shows, and then this chick who's just like an extreme adrenaline junkie, rock climbing, rollerblading, all that. And it's pretty cool, man. Like I've been enjoying it. They use guns a lot instead of using swords, which has been interesting, but that's what I'm watching right now. Highly recommend that you watch it and check it out, especially if you're a Power Rangers fan, because it's pretty good.
Did that come out in like 2000? I want to say 2000.
Let me see.
3 or 4? Because I remember one that was in space.
Yeah,
is this
it came
the one
out
after
directly not directly after Space, because you had Lost Galaxy after in Space, but it came out after Lost Galaxy. And it's actually the very first one where you had no connection to the original Mighty Morphin. Because In Space was them going into space, and then Lost Galaxy had a little bit of a connection and some people coming back. And this one was the first time we had a completely brand new team, and that would follow through for the most part for the rest of the show, except for a few seasons where they doubled up, you know. But yeah, absolutely good show. One of these days, when I have more time to myself, I will do a podcast going over all these seasons of Power Rangers for y'all. But in the meantime, But in the meantime, you know, if y'all look online, there's a lot of people that do the same thing. Check them out. There's so many, but it's only the first like 3 seasons. They're like 50 episodes. After that, they kind of chill out and they're shorter. But yeah, good stuff. Well, because they ran every week or every weekday. Yeah.
But it also came from Japan, right? So they got the rights, brought it over here, added the American flair, and then kicked it out.
Yeah. Power Rangers, it's called Super Sentai. And Power Rangers is officially over for the moment. But apparently they're going to be doing a new series soon. And Disney's involved, so we'll see how that goes. That said, because last time Disney was involved in Power Rangers, we got okay seasons, but they weren't great. But I actually was hard up and started watching some of the Super Sentai seasons that they never Americanized. And most of them weren't very good, but there was one that I enjoyed. CJ couldn't get into it because it was too corny. But it was called Boom Boonger. It's another car theme one, and they have wheels on there. It's corny, but it's fun at the same time. I enjoyed Boom Boonger. It was hilarious. You know, if you ever really like Power Rangers and you want to get into Super Sentai or even Kamen Rider, because Kamen Rider, like the one we had in America sucked, but the Japanese versions, they got some good ass Kamen Riders. You can find them online and they're good. I highly recommend checking them out if you're into that stuff. If you're not, you know, you like what you like, right? 100%. This man, Tommy, was whooping their ass left and right. In that scene where he jumps in the Megazord and beats the shit out of him and throws him out the Megazord, right? And he still whooped it. Man, for real. Just, ha-ya! Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. You know, you are missed. Absolutely. And one last shout out before we wrap it up. If you are a Power Rangers fan and you have not read the Boom Studios Power Ranger comics, you are missing out. They are amazing. They started out with a modernized, kind of updated retelling of the original stuff, and they took it in directions you never would have expected. And it's amazing. It's everything I could want in a Power Rangers updated comic book. Yeah, absolutely. All right, that being said, we're going to wrap it up. Y'all have a good day. This has been Toontastic Journeys. We appreciate you listening. And until next time, we'll see you.